Hey everyone, I'm super excited to embark on this new chapter. For those of you that don't know, I have been a RuneScape 3 Ironman for the last 7 years. Due to the recent sentiment around the game and the community and my own personal feelings towards it right now, I've decided to come and check out everything that old school RuneScape has to offer. I've been wanting to do a deep dive for quite some time and it's finally happening and I couldn't be more excited. But I'm not alone. I've brought along my friends Toby, who is legit Thanos IRL, built different. King Tyler, our grinder of the team. This man's going to literally do everything. You actually could call him our carry. Bushio, who is our RuneScape wiki. Although he's a little bit outdated, he's kind of just like the fandom wiki now. But I mean, he's the wiki nonetheless. And lastly, our boy Slammer, who manages to make any scenario a hilarious scenario, and you guys are absolutely gonna love him. Together, we make up the group called We Quit RS3. We are Group Ironman, but with an extra added challenge. We can't die. What? Well, we can, but as a group, we share 5 lives. I'm definitely not going to lose any of them. I could tell you that right now. Hold me to it. No. Anyways, the main thing I'm excited to do in old school is check out all of the amazing PVM content that you guys have to offer over here. There's so many different things that we can do, such as Slayer bosses, the raids like Tombs of a Masket and Theater of Blood, and even the skilling bosses like Wintertot, Temper Ross, and even the skilling mini games like Goater. There's just so much to do over here, and I can't wait to tackle all of it. All right, let's jump into it. Let's get this thing started. Oh, and before I forget, I stream most of my progress live on Twitch, so feel free to stop by and get to know me more. Come and hang out and be one of the homies. Because I'm so new to the game, I've decided to kind of step out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I'm going to follow a little bit of a guide to help me get started. A lot of this may even look familiar to those of you who have started in Iron Man before. I'm only using it to get things rolling, after which I'll be branching off and doing what I do best, which is just exploring the game and really getting a feel for everything around it. So again, just using it to get started. I'm not a big guide guy, but we're going to try it out. Coming from RuneScape 3, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve here. I'm sure of it. There's going to be some things that take me some time to just really understand, especially with it being such a different game, although still also being very similar. But I gotta say, I absolutely love having the RuneLite client available to me. This is something I wish we had in RuneScape 3 and we just don't. This client is amazing, so I'm super thankful for things like Quest Helper, and I can't wait to grind out the Questscape over here. It's something we were able to do on our Iron Man in RuneScape 3, and it's something I definitely want to do over here in the old school side of things. The guide wants us to work on getting some starter fire making levels, so we're world hopping the log spawns at the top of the Lumbridge Castle to get started. This is actually something I didn't even realize was like a viable method, where we're just sitting at the top of Lumbridge Castle and hopping worlds to burn the 4 logs that spawn every single time. Unique, like incredibly unique. So we need a little bit of starter money as well, so we need to be able to buy a steel axe. So we decided we're gonna pickpocket the men in Lumbridge, and by pickpocketing the men in Lumbridge, digging in their pockets, taking their coin pouches, that allows us to get some quick GP, which is gonna allow us to buy that early game steel axe. All right, there we go, steel axe. While we're over here, let's get started on the Restless Ghost quest too. It's literally just right across the way, so we can't continue this quest without getting the Ghost Speak amulet, so we're gonna go grab that really quick as well. It makes sense while we're still in Lumbridge, and I will say this is something that's like incredibly unusual for me. This guide has me starting quests and not finishing them. Like, that pains me to not finish a quest as soon as I start it. Typically I finish everything when I get it started, so this is super unusual. But we're gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna trust in the beginning of this guide. We're gonna hit up Drainer for more questing supplies before we make our way to Port Sarum to finish X marks the spot. Let's go. First quest complete. The guide says not to use the XP lamp yet. I don't know. That's pretty weird for me. I want to use it, but you know, we're gonna trust in the process. Absolutely, we're gonna trust in the process of this guide. So let's keep it rolling. While we're on this side of the world, we should make our way into Falador as well to start the Knight's Sword. An absolutely amazing quest to get started, especially when it comes to smithing XP. We're talking 1 to 29 smithing. Even on the RuneScape 3 side of things, that is still the same way that we start smithing. So yeah, let's get that started. The Ferox Enclave is such a cool area in the game. Like being able to just TP here, and you can replenish your run energy, but it's also like super deep in the wilderness, and there's all these different portals to different areas. It's definitely super sketchy, but I like it a lot. And it's even more sketchy having to run out here by these bears with only having 10 HP as a hardcore, but we're gonna need these iron bars for later. Let's just get them and get out of here. Man, it's hard to keep starting these quests and not immediately finish them. All the way in already to start the Monk's Friend quest. Not too bad. Pretty quick quest. Really easy. We'll get that out of the way. And then not only that, but we're also going to be able to get some nice woodcutting XP from it. And that's going to get us a good start towards our oak trees. And we'll start chopping out these oak trees to get our woodcutting level up higher as well. Overall, our goal is to make it to Winter Tot. That's kind of where we're headed. So we can get some good woodcutting XP, get some good fire making XP off these oaks, and keep pushing our way to Winter Tot. We're going to make our way to Sears Village so that we can pick up our forestry backpack and then actually really get started. Forestry is something that is super huge. I wish we had it in RS3. We just don't. We actually, hey, RuneScape 3, take a page out of Old School's book here. This is something really, really cool for a woodcutting rework. Being able to sit in this one spot and have 2 oak trees is actually pretty busted. You just flip back and forth between the trees. The Sears bank is right there. We could use the bank. We don't really need to, though. We're just going to burn the logs immediately. And I absolutely love these forestry events. Like, they're super cool. Closer and closer to Winter Tot we get. We're working towards 25 thieving while we're here in Arty, stacking the cakes up and banking all of them. We're definitely going to need a lot of these cakes on the long, long journey to 99 fire making. And again, this is incredibly hard for me to keep starting quests and not finishing them right away, but I'm trusting in the guide. We begin Dwarf Cannon. I know this is going to come handy way down the line when we're able to start our mid-game Slayer grind and we have a cannon to help us out with some of these tasks. It's also really, really good range XP. Am I actually going to die doing this quest? There's no way I die here, right? Like, yo, please fix the railing. Finally, we fixed all the railings. That got a little sketchy there. Now let's fix the cannon. This is such an interesting method to get some early construction XP. If you'd have told me that we were going to be sitting here and just picking up all these planks, there's no way, man. This is something, dude. So we're going to hop worlds and we're going to collect about 150 of these planks. And while we're up here, we might as well get started on Alfred Grimhand's bar crawl. It's pretty smart to grab that, considering that it's going to take us all over the game. We might as well get the beginning of the waterfall quest started too, although I don't think we're going to finish this anytime soon. It's a little sketchy being, 10 HP and being a hardcore, but we'll just grab the quest, we'll get it started, we'll make sure that we're pretty cautious about it. Using the rope on the tree. Dude, I remember doing this as a kid, and I messed it up every single time. Make sure we use that rope on the tree. Can't forget to grab this book. We're going to need it to progress the quest later. Now we're going to make our way over to Tree Gnome Village so that we can unlock early access to spirit trees. I absolutely love this. These are going to be really, really good to get around the game. I'm a big fan of this transportation method. And it's actually kind of crazy. This guide's pretty efficient. It has us travel to the Grand Tree for some supplies. And while we're here, we're going to be buying everything to make a fruit blast to use in questing later, as well as the supplies for Plague City and fletching supplies. With a short walk to Arty from the Grand Tree, we're going to start Plague City and quickly knock out this quest. How they managed to convince everyone that a plague was happening is beyond me, but let's play along. Boom! Easy mining XP and a great boost to our mining levels to get started. Quickly made our way to Varrock so that we could start the Daddy's Home quest. Still waiting for my dad to... Never mind. After making a few trips back and forth from the lumber mill, we were able to finish this quest pretty quickly and got a decent boost to get our construction started. This will come in handy later on, I'm sure, when we're at Winter Tot. I can smell Winter Tot. We're getting closer. I can almost taste it. We have a lot of teaks to chop until 50 fire making, so let's not waste any time. We use a minigame teleport to get to Soul Wars Island. A little sketchy running around the Moss Giant at the beginning, but once you make it past, it's pretty safe out here. You pretty much can get all the way to the trees with no more issues. We can take advantage of the triple teak spawn out here, so that's why I chose to come to the Soul Wars Island, and the wide open space for line fire making. Boom! 50 fire making, baby. It's just about time for Winter Tot. I'm super excited for all the loot we're going to get. I can't wait to get out there, and it's going to start off our account pretty nicely. But before we begin, we have to make the long walk through Corin. Let's use up these planks that we gathered earlier today. I know we're going to get some nice construction, fletching, and woodcutting XP alongside our fire making XP at Winter Tot, so I want to get the construction up a little bit just before we get there. If you've made it this far into the video, you guys may have noticed that I keep swapping between the RuneLite client and the HCOS client. I can't decide which one I like more currently. Which client do you guys prefer and why? Make sure to leave your answer down in the comment section below the video and you could win 10 million GP in old school RuneScape. On the walk to Wintertot, we're supposed to fletch 1,000 bronze arrows. We prep the supplies in advance, and I guess this is so that we get better base fletching XP while we're at Wintertot. I'm assuming higher level is how the XP scales. It makes sense. It's pretty efficient, and I'm not usually the efficiency guy, so this is pretty new to me. RCS is such a cool area. They somehow managed to make it look super cool while also maintaining that old school RuneScape feeling. I absolutely love that. Also, look, I'm legit playing from satellites in space. The zoom is nutty on this client. Yo, we did it! We made it to Wintertot, man. Let's go! This is probably going to be a really good spot to leave things off for the next episode, but we're going to grind to 99 fire making, and you better believe we're stacking all that loot for the end. I can't wait. I'm already excited to open all of the crates, and we don't even have them yet. I'll see you guys in the next one.